Hey, it's White Boy Chris. If the Pat Downs ever made you laugh, then join our Patreon and support us. Get bonus content, a t-shirt, or an autographed copy of Rabbit, Miss Pat's autobiography. Visit MissPatComedy.com for the link to the Patreon, and while you're there, join our Facebook group.
Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down, and I'm here with Chris and Dia and the lovely daughters from my show, Brittany Inge, Brittany Inge, and Briyana Guadalupe.
There you go.
Hey,
Guadalupe.
Hey, don't feel bad.
No, it's a fine person.
Who plays Ashley and Garyana on the show and doing a wonderful fucking job.
Janelle is her name.
Oh my God.
What did I say?
Garyana.
Oh, I'm sorry. She played, one name is Ashley and one name is Janelle. And they played Garyana and Ashley on the show.
Janelle on the show.
She plays Janelle. She plays Garyana.
Which is Janelle on the show.
The character's
Her name is Janelle.
I don't mean to make you do any more heavy lifting, but what's my name?
Chris Spangler.
Spangler.
No, not even close.
What is your name?
Spangle.
I don't like your name anyway. That's Star Spangle Banner.
Do you know anybody's name that you work with?
No.
What's your assistant's name?
Jasmine.
That's a long pause. That's a long pause.
Well, I know her name.
I didn't know.
I know her name because remember I lost that baby everybody thought I had in the closet?
Yeah.
That baby name was Jasmine. The fuck are you laughing?
Is this why you've hired her?
I didn't realize. I said
She's like the daughter you have in the closet?
she's not in the closet. Is she still in the closet, Gary? You still got that baby picture we lost. You threw it away.
We gotta go. This is the longest intro ever. What the fuck?
Stay tuned after the music. I think he threw the fucking baby picture away out the closet. I'm gonna get his ass.
You better get up, get out, and tune into this podcast. This Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. That's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it.
Hello.
Hello, people of Earth, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. I want that Crystal Light. I fucking hate water. I'm trying to drink water so I can lose some weight. That's how poor people lose weight. Drink water.
You've been drinking more on set. I've seen you.
I hate drinking water because it makes you shit.
Go right through
That's
you.
the
Yeah.
point.
That's a good thing.
Why are you
You
trying to
need
keep
that.
your shit inside you?
That's the point. I tell guys all the time, all these girls you see on Instagram, they look so fine, those stomachs are flat, they shit.
Yeah.
They are. You gotta get it in. You got to. Act up like that.
When you get a fat bitch who's sitting next to some ding dong, she's not shit.
So your problem is that your cheeks are just too deep and wide that you get so many dingleberries, is what you just said, right?
Why do they gotta be white to you? What the fuck is dingleberries?
Because I have to translate for 60% of the audience here. I just making sure that you're saying your ass crevice is so.
I don't even know what ass crevice is. What are you talking about?
The crack of
Your
your
crack.
The crack. Yes.
Does it get stuck on the hairs? Is that what it is?
Oh my God.
I don't know. I never looked back there. I don't know who look at
Raymond!
Raymond probably would if I told him. They're not adjusting to their new school too good either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but let's tell everybody who we have. We have the daughters from the Miss Pat show here. Brittany, I cannot pronounce your last name. Ingram.
No, you just added about.
It's literally
3 letters.
written on the screen and shit. Like, fuck all that.
I've known her.
Ingram.
I've known her 6 years. She still calls me Spangler. So Spangler.
Star Spangled Banner. It's fine. Brittany Inge, like binge watch. Like,
And I'm definitely gonna fuck this one up. Briyana Guadalupe.
brilliant.
You always butcher it. Guadalupe.
Guadalupe. And yeah, she's black and Mexican, y'all. Don't ask me how that happened.
Puerto Rican. It's whatever.
Is it Puerto Rican?
Yeah, my mom's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. Puerto Rican.
Her mom's
So,
a big
I don't
crack baby. She told me before.
She is one of the biggest. Yeah.
How you
She
know her
loves-
mom? You check it out, black women in?
I check out everybody's mom.
Oh, God.
No, Briyana was telling me that her mom listens to the show every day, and she works at a salon, and she has to put earbuds in because she doesn't want everybody to hear the filth that is coming out of our mouths.
Yeah.
I thought you was just gonna say my mouth, and then I was ready to cuss you the fuck out.
No, we're pretty gross. Me and then
Oh.
Dion's probably the least gross.
So we're in the process of taping the second season of the episode of the Miss Pat show. We just taped the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was so good.
Wild.
I
It's
cannot wait.
wild. Yeah.
Like, people are going to be freaking out. It's crazy.
I give a hint. They said when a dead person lift up, everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Literally, you heard everybody like,
Everybody.
madness.
Oh my God.
So when we talked last week, she was telling us that it was the first day of taping and or a rehearsal, and it was just a total mess. So you guys got it together this week?
Yes.
It was a mess. She was right.
It's always a mess when you first start in the season, and everybody got to get on track, and we haven't been together in months, and by the 8th episode last year, I was ready to roll through another 10, but hey, they was like, "That's it, bitch." And so you kind of lose your. As for me, because I'm more of a comedian than I am an actress, you kind of lose your little gist there for a while. I had to get back into reading. I had to get back into memorizing shit. Because I come from a world where I don't give a fuck about shit. And if I don't remember, I don't fucking remember. So we had to get into that. And then I got really sick too.
This week?
Oh my God. So my allergies fucked up because they have this fake dust on stage. And I'm not lying. When I tell you, I thought June smelled me being pissy.
What?
From sneezing?
I was so wet.
How wet were you?
I went through like 9 panty lines. And y'all heard how I was.
She said that. She was like, "I'm so wet." And you was like, "What?"
Miss Pat, did you get a cat?
And I was like, I just told the wardrobe, I said, "I've literally wet my underwear." That's how much I had sneezed. I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm wet." And so I'm like, I gotta go change my drawers. So I just told my husband, send me like 9 pair of extra drawers. And
Oh my God.
I was sneezing so bad. I'm surprised my uterus didn't fall out of me.
Dion, are you gonna be okay?
No.
Dion looks so uncomfortable.
This is a thing.
And why was Junebug the one that was close enough that the real Junebug or
Was it
The real
fake?
Junebug.
Was it fake dust or was it like prop dust?
It was like prop dust.
Yeah.
And you were allergic to it?
I think I was because I never. First, it got in my eye. First, my eyes started swelling, and then like it had my hair hurt. And by the last scene on the tape night without the audience, I couldn't breathe. And I didn't tell anybody because I ain't gonna be no pussy. And
You just wanted to be wet in the pussy.
I did not want to be wet in the pussy. I just was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I need to go to the hospital."
Oh,
It was fucked up.
Oh, that's sad.
What was this dust for?
To get to age the house.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It was on the tables. It was
Mhm.
everywhere. It was
That's
to make the
right.
house look old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Without giving too much away, but yes,
Right,
I
okay.
thought about that. Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I was like, "Where's this dust coming from?" But that makes sense now. Okay,
Dang.
no spoilers.
Then they
here.
would turn the air on. When they turned the air conditioner on, it made it
It
worse.
blew it around.
Yeah. It was bad.
We kept saying, please cut the AC. Please.
But
I think a lot of people were feeling it. It was just you had it the worst because my nose was itching and I was like sneezing, but you were like sick. Like,
I was bent over and about to fucking die, and I was like, oh my God. So Jordan called me, he's like, well, you don't know your line. I said, bitch, even if I knew my lines, I can't get them out because I'm sneezing and peeing at the same time.
Notice there was no dispute on the not knowing of the line. Notice it was even if I did. I just
Is that what the problem was the first day? You didn't want to tell us?
I really try to work really hard, and I'm on stage with a lot of people that been doing this shit way longer than me. So it ain't like I just show up and not know any of my fucking lines. You know,
no, that's true.
I would say I'm about 75% out book each time, but I am gonna drop a line here and there because not only am I learning lines, I'm also learning to act as we go.
Yeah.
So and in the last scene, it was like a bunch of that you know, it wasn't until that day that I caught what the fuck they wanted me to do in the living room. When I looked up and looked down.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was like, what do you want me to? I don't understand this. And so a lot of shit like stage direction, I don't read them. So Tammy was like, you should read them. I said, I should.
Yeah, you should.
It'll give you more insight. It'll give you a hint at what to do.
This is like Dion. I mean, she was pissing herself. She was pissing herself before the first season because she was so scared and nervous. You could have. She was reading the stage direct. Now she's like a senior in high school. She's like, I'm not reading that shit.
Like a senior in high school. That's funny.
It has parentheses on it. I'm not doing it.
And some of the shit I just don't know what you want me to do with it. And so Jordan was like, "Are you gonna really dedicate yourself like you did?" I said, "I'm gonna give you all of what I can come in here and give you, and I can't give you nothing else." But you know, Jordan, I said, "You act like I'm seasoned, nigga. I'm not Jay Bernard, okay? I'm not you guys. I don't break it down like that." And you know, it wasn't until that day we taped that I realized what the fuck I was supposed to be doing in that scene. And I was like, "That what you do?"
And it was so funny and so good. One thing I will say, like when you do it, you do it. Like it's always so great once you get it, and you have your own process to getting it, and that's okay. But when you get it, you get it. It's always great.
It's always the last day too. Normally, like that last, like with the audience and stuff. Like we know you got it. You have a different energy. Like even in the dressing room, like I could tell when you know your lines and when you don't. It's just like this energy you give off is like this attitude that I'm like, oh, she in it now. Because you joke more, you be in it.
Well, you don't. It's like when you're a comic, you don't want to bomb in front of anybody,
right?
So you know, you really want to do well. No comic wants to bomb, right, Chris?
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm 1 for 1, baby.
he been on stage, but you know, we didn't even like we did with the boys. We didn't even let them tell their background. Y'all, please tell the audience. We start with you, Brittany.
Okay, like who I play on the show, or
who you play on the show? How long you been doing acting and all of that shit? Because those are questions they're gonna be asking Dion. And please tell everybody you married so they can stay out of our inbox.
Oh, hilarious! Yes. Okay. Yes, my name is Brittany Inge. I'm gonna pronounce it correctly for y'all. And I play Ashley on the show, Miss Pat's eldest daughter, the first and finest. That's what I say. I know Janelle will dispute that. Yeah. But no, I've been acting professionally for like 8 years, I guess, but I've been performing my whole life. I went to a performing arts high school in DC, Duke Ellington, and went to Spelman College in Atlanta. Shout out to Spelman. And yeah, I sing, act, direct, write. I'm just an artist and happy to be a part of this amazing history making show. Very, very excited.
Right, guacamole.
All right.
I was waiting for guacamole.
My name is Briyana Guadalupe. I play Janelle on the Miss Pat show. I have been acting, performing, honestly, since I was probably like 4 or 5, but like seriously, since I was probably about 13. I've been singing all my life, acting, writing. I have a heavy background in theater. I graduated from Norfolk State University, but I also attended Alabama State University, so another HBCU.
Yes.
I have my master's in acting from USC, and yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of this show and be with these amazing people.
Now, Jordan did all the casting for Brittany, guys, because they're going to ask me these questions on the podcast. But we found Guadalupe, I think I told this story at the last minute, because we had another little girl who just wouldn't stop crying through the scene. And I said, why are you crying? Bitch, why are you crying? It's the scene in the kitchen.
Was she crying because she was nervous, or she thought that's what the role demanded?
She was a good actress. But for some reason, her mind said, when we was in the kitchen scene in the pilot, and he was like, Mama, you just don't understand these people, that scene. Mm-hmm. And she started crying, said, why are you crying? You supposed to be black and powerful. Black and powerful people would not be crying when they cussing out white people.
I've never had a black person, when they're cursing me out, cry ever. You're right.
You never will either, nigga.
It's never gonna happen.
Crazy.
And so that night, the facts came over, and they brought Briyana picture in, and it was like, we think you're gonna like this kid. We'll have her come in. And she came in and she had all these accolades and all this college degree. And I'm not gonna tell her age, but I was like, how old are you? And everybody looked at me and they was like, that's against the law. I said, that's a nigga their age. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So when she left out, he's like, you cannot ask people their age. And I'm like, what the fuck? What if I want to get this bitch a gift for her birthday? I need to make sure I get the right.
I need the right card. If I were buying a card, what age would I buy on the card?
Hilarious.
And so she walked out of the room and was like, they're gonna get Rihanna. Because that was the hardest person to cast, was the Rihanna character.
Well, Garyana herself is such a complex person and an interesting person. Yeah. And I wondered how it would translate. And Briyana, I said from the very beginning, like, you just nailed it. Like, did you spend time with her, talk with her beforehand, like, to get how she is down? Or is that just kind of like you read the script and that's what you thought it would require?
I didn't meet Garyana at all until the show, like the end of the pilot. So I think the last day that we filmed, when the audience was there, that's when I met her. So really, I just prepared it. I mean, when I first got the sides, like, my manager sent it to me and I was at work and I was like, this is the realest script I've ever read. Like, it was like how my mom, maybe not as harsh, but basically how my mom talks to me. So, and I remember I even called her. I was like, yo, like, I love this script. Like, I have this audition. I can't wait to do it. So yeah, the way I prepared it, I mean, it just was more of like a natural instinct. And then once I heard people say like, oh man, this is really like Garyana, I was like, really? It just so happened. And then now that I know her, like, I make sure I take out the time to like talk to her and just like form a relationship. But she's hilarious. So I'm like honored to get to play her, because it's really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, I connect with it. There's not a lot of scripts that you connect with. Yeah. So for me, it was like, it fit in my mouth. There's a lot of times when I get sides in the language, you always have to make it your own anyway. But like, this was the first script where the way it was written was basically how I talk, like how my mom talks to me. So I was like, oh, I got this. Like, I could tap in. This is like nothing. But like, for me, it seemed like it took forever, because I had the audition. I didn't hear anything for 2 weeks, but that's typical. Like when you get an audition, like you kind of just, I try to forget about it because you don't know if you ever gonna hear from it again. And so it was my birthday, I think. And I had an email that said I got a call back, but it was in like 2 days. And I was like, oh, this is the thing I auditioned for like weeks ago. Okay. And I had completely lost my voice. And so the audition was in 2 days. And I was like, oh my God, like I don't have a voice. And my manager was like, well, get it together because you got to stay in 2 days. So, I shut up for the weekend. I went and did the callback and I got in the car and literally like I wasn't in the car for maybe 2 minutes. And I got the call like, okay, you have another callback tomorrow with Debbie Allen. And I was like, what? Debbie Allen? And they're like, and Miss Pat's going to read with you. And I'm like, what? Because that don't happen. Like, you don't get to read with the star. Like, so that also was like, oh crap, like I'm about to be there with her. Like, what if she doesn't like me? What if Debbie hates me? Like, this is like huge. And it was the next day. So I also didn't have time to think about it. So yeah, I remember I went in there and funny story, when you do a callback, you always, like for me, you always wear what you wore for the first audition.
Yep.
So when I was trying to figure out what to wear, like, I called my mom and I was like, I had this top, I had these jeans, and I had these like Skechers that were like busted. Cause I'm the type of person where I'll wear stuff to the bone, like till it falls off. Like I'm just that girl. Like I'm not a material girl. Like you would think I got nothing because my bags be ripping apart. And I was like, don't wear those shoes. And I was like, well, I wore it for the first audition. Like I have to. So I went in there and when I was with Miss Pat in the scene, she ad-libs, she does her thing. So at the end of the scene, she was like, yeah, and take them dirty ass tennis shoes with you or something.
Nothing escapes her view. Like, I
did not say that.
Because I couldn't say it in the scene. Yeah, you finished it with that, like, because you were telling me to go to school or whatever. So you were like, take them dirty ass tennis shoes with you. So I got in the car and I called my mom and I was like, you were right. Oh, my shoes. She got, but I was like, I told you, those shoes were dirty.
Did you think that you weren't going to get it because of the shoes?
No, but I was like, if I don't, dang, my mama's never gonna let me do that.
Never gonna live it down if you didn't get it. You weren't gonna live them damn shoes down.
Right. And so when I got it, I was like, oh, I love these shoes. Like I'm gonna wear these shoes all the time. But no, I told my mom, I was like, if I get it, I'm gonna get some new shoes. So I got
How did you find out that you got the role?
So that seemed like it took forever. It took like weeks.
Remember I followed you?
You followed me.
Yeah.
I was on my phone and she followed me, but I didn't hear any call or anything about getting the job. So I was like, this is either like a horrible joke or I got the job. If she follows me and I didn't get it, like she's an awful person. Why would she follow me? She followed me, but my people didn't hit me up for like a minute. So I was like, okay. And then they called me like a couple hours later and I kind of knew what was happening. And I was studying for another audition and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm going over my lines or whatever. And they're like, well, put that down. You don't need to do that. And I was like, why? Why don't I have to do this? And they're like, you got that job. Blah, blah, blah. And I was on my way to work too. Like I was in a couple hours, I had to get ready to go to work. So I was at my job like, man, F this job, man.
Where did you work? Can you say?
Yeah, I worked at the Grove.
What's that?
The Grove.
Yeah, so the Grove is, well, if you live in LA, the Grove is like this huge outside mall. But I did the concierge service. So I was like the person that like if you're not from there, you'd be like, where's there good to eat at? Or do you have chargers? Where's the bathroom? Can you hold my bags? Like, so that kind of job. But it was great because it was flexible for actors. Like all actors work there. So like if you ever had an audition, you could just, somebody could pick up your shift. So in that day, it was kind of like a chill day. We were showing movies or something. So I was just sitting there and like, I just wasn't there because my head was like, oh my God, like this is about to be like,
how long did you get before you got to quit that job to be a full-time actor? Like, did you give your 2 weeks notice that day?
No. Because that's the thing too. Like you want to, but you never know how long something's going to last. And like, I have a lot of faith in myself and what I do, but you still have to be realistic. So like my background and just the people that I'm with, they always make sure like I'm smart about my decisions. So it was always like, this is dope. This is the next thing, but keep your job until we know what's really going on, and then.
Do you still work there?
No, I don't work there anymore. I probably
Chris
would
trying
have.
to fuck it up for you. Don't listen to Chris.
Right. No, I don't.
She's like, wrap it up. I got to get to my shift before.
No, we're good. I don't work there anymore, but I probably, well, actually, when COVID happened, they laid everybody off. And then they called me on my birthday the next year and basically was like, sorry, like we got to let people go. Because I was furloughed. And then on my birthday, they were like, sorry, like this is not. We just
now I feel bad for bringing this up. Jeez.
I was going to ask you, even I'm not a host of this podcast, but I was going to ask, did you go back in that in between after y'all shot the pilot? That was what I was going to ask.
I did. And then people think, because when you say like, hey, I'm going to be gone for this because I'm doing this, or they see you post it, they think you made it. Right. So when you go back and you're behind the counter, people are looking at me like, what you doing here, girl? Or like, they were trying
nigga, I got $5.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, we're not even picked up yet. Like, you have no clue. So I had to go back to work. And like, it was almost like you were pulled from a dream. Like you were living your dream for a week. And you like, you're like, cool, people are going to see it. We'll get picked up, but I got to go back to work. And then I would like, Miss Pat would call me sometimes and I would like during my lunch breaks and she'd be like, yeah, like they tested it. And she would tell me how things were going, but we still weren't, we weren't picked up yet.
It was a year.
It was.
You don't find people who you don't find people like me who tell you what's going on behind the scenes. No, you just follow. You think they just up and call you 2 years later. Remember that pilot you shot? Well, we finally got picked up. But with me, I was so new at it. Like me and Jordan, and I think you wasn't in the pilot, but the most experienced person probably was Theodore, who had been on Netflix and shit like that. So I'm an honest person, and I wanted to tell everybody, I don't want that Hollywood fake shit. So I just stayed in touch with everybody. So when we auditioned her and Theodore, we wasn't allowed to say you had the job. So they told us to keep our mouths shut. So I said, well, you don't tell me what to do. So I just followed them. And I said, if you don't understand why I'm following you, then you're dumb as fuck. And so, so I followed them, but I didn't talk to them. I just followed them. And that was my cue saying, you got the fucking job. And when we shot the
your
pilot,
good intentions were read as absolute torture, right? Like, is that because then you were even more in limbo.
Yeah. I mean, I got you. I knew though, but like I didn't know because they didn't, But when I got the call from my people, I was like, okay, that's like confirmation. But I remember that you DM'd me and you were like, call me, and then I did call you, and you were like, you asked me how old I was, and you were like, yeah, bitch, don't tell nobody your age. I was like, yes, ma'am.
And so, and when we didn't get picked up, I was always honest. I said, look, because it took Hulu 6 months to drop us. And I'm just like, just let it go. I believe we were laying somewhere. And I don't think did your people ever tell you that it was dropped at Hulu?
No.
See, they didn't tell you
so.
Because they knew they knew immediately we went back out to resell it. And we went to a few places. And then that's when BET Plus bid on it. Because I think what saved this show is how high it tested. It would not stop testing really high. Mm-hmm. And so when BET Plus picked it up, the first thing they said was the two youngest kids got to go. And I was like, you lost your motherfucking mind. And he's like, why? They're going to be too old. And I said, I had to set them down and said, let me tell you how old they really are. Okay, now shut the fuck up. They've been too old. and it was like, no. I was like, yes.
Oh, so you didn't want her to say her age because theoretically Briyana's in her 20s and not in her early teens, playing 13. She's actually 25, or So, okay, I got you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and as an actor, when you have a playing range, that's all anyone needs to know. Like your age is your age, but if you can play 20s or you can play a high schooler, I know have actor friends who are like 35, they can still play high school because that's just how they look. That's all the people need to know. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
So people don't talk about their age in Hollywood at all then?
No.
It's like, oh, wow.
I do. I tell everybody I'm 50. And it's like, why do you do that? I don't know. I'm a comedian. Because in my mind, I'm a comedian first. They don't give a fuck. You could be a comedian. Yeah. Oh, you could be like Joan Rivers. You can crawl on stage. If they like you, they're going to buy a ticket to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So when we, after, what was I saying before you interrupted me? I forgot.
Her age, and they were trying to get rid of
yeah, so the first thing they wanted to do was replace the kids. And I said, and one thing about me and Jordan, we always stick together. And I was like, no, it won't be a show without those two kids. They was perfect. They looked like us. They felt like us. I felt like it was my real fucking family. And so after we went through that hurdle. That was a hurdle. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, no, I'm not. I'm keeping them. I'm keeping these fucking kids. What are they gonna? I said, so we'll write more shit. Okay, they'll go to college, a local college. And so then the next hurdle was to get Ashley. And so Jordan introduced us to another girl, and then you, and he didn't give both was friends. And he's like, BT picked, and then they picked you.
Mm-hmm.
So why did Ashley come later? Why wasn't Ashley a part of the original pilot like the other three kids?
She was a part of the original pilot, but they felt like it was just too much going on. Mm. To introduce a gay character in the first episode, when you write a script, you try to give everybody their own identity. So here I am. You want to introduce Janelle. You want to introduce my cheap husband. You want to introduce my son, and then my dumb son. Then to pile all of that on top of a gay daughter, and then me, a convicted felon. It was just too much to introduce in a 30-minute time. And so they had us to remove Ashley and bring her in the second episode.
Okay. And then so how did you end up with the role, Brittany? How did you hear about it? What was your audition like?
Yeah, so my journey with this show was completely different. I met Jordan in New York when he did his show, Ain't No Mo. I went to see it twice. I was so obsessed with it. But he never, it's not like he got to see me work on stage, but we broke bread after his show one night. And then he ended up, during the pandemic, he asked me to be a part of this short film that he did with Danielle Brooks called Mama's Got a Cough. And so I was in that, and I played a character named Ashley in the short film. And then he randomly called me one day at the end of 2020, like, hey, I want you to come to this Zoom, table read I'm kind of doing informally with, for the Miss Pat show. I want you to read for Ashley. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm happy to do it. I'm an actor. Like, I'm all about the craft. I came up in the theater as well. You asked me to come act anywhere, I'm going to show her. And so I did. And he was like, well, Miss Pat wants to talk to you first. Let me just get you on the phone with her. So I hopped on the phone with Miss Pat and immediately was like, this lady act like my mama, like my real mama, talks like her, cusses every other word like her. Sorry, Ma, I know you're going to hear this. It's the truth. It's the truth. I love you. And like, I was like, damn, like, she's like my mom. Okay. And we had a great conversation. I had already worked with BET, so she was like asking me questions about, everything. Did the table read, had a great time with the family. And a month later, Jordan called me like, you got the job. Like, I didn't have to audition. And that was really huge for me, to be honest, on this acting journey, because you hear no so much and, you go through a lot of rejection. So for someone to see me and know that I was worth a straight offer and know that I had what it took to bring Ashley to life, that meant a lot to me. And I was like, I'm not going to let you down. Like, I was like really, really excited and honored. And it's just been a ball. And the real Ashley is like my girl. I just love her. So it's been great.
So Jordan asked, he's like, well, because Jordan did all the casting pretty much.
Yes.
And he was like, well, I got this Ashley, and he was like, because I had already met the other girl that would probably, who was up against Brittany. So he's like, I'm gonna invite her to a table read. I said, well, don't promise her no job because I might not like the bitch. And so when she came to the table read and she read, and I was like, okay, you can pull the trigger. I think this one right here will work. But that's what's so great about Jordan, because he has such an eye for this crap. And, I'm just a comedian and I'm learning from him, like what really makes sense. Like, because in this business, if you don't know when to say no, they'll walk all over you. They'll literally walk all over you. I mean, and it also you ever see somebody cast in a situation where you like, that person shouldn't have been in that. Mm-hmm. And that's because I believe it was either a hookup or somebody couldn't say no. We just ran into that incident, and I won't say when, with an episode that we got somebody that did not fit. And I was like, they got to go. Mm-hmm. They got to go. Because this is my shit. And if my shit gonna sink, it's gonna sink on me, not on somebody else. And the switch out was fucking amazing. Yeah. It was fucking amazing.
Also, sorry. I was just gonna say what you said on that table read was, we finished reading and Jordan was like, okay, Miss Pat, how do you feel? He kind of asked her in front of me, like, oh, that was a great read. How do you feel? And Miss Pat was like, oh, good. She a bitch, just like Ashley. So she'll work. What? Because I was like, but I'm not. I'm just acting. Right? She a bitch just like Ashley. That's good.
I will say, I met you at the Netflix taping. You were one of the sweetest, nicest people I've met. But on the show, you're kind of a bitch.
Junebug is
really nailed Ashley. I'm just saying.
Thank you. She's a little above all of it. It's just. Yeah.
But you know what I hear all the time in the street is that, those your daughter? That's really your family? I say, these are fucking actors, you knucklehead ass folks. It feel like it's your family. I said, well, that means we did a good job casting.
It's obvious that you all get along really well, that you all, like, Miss Pat was so depressed. When she came back to podcast in person with me and Dion after the show ended, she's like, I miss my other friends. She's like podcasting with us going, I'm going to FaceTime my kids. FaceTime you guys. I wasn't insulting at all.
I gotta ask you both, what were your favorite parts from season 1 and what were your least favorite parts from season 1?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And know that your answer is not going to affect season 2 whatsoever. So you guys are
okay. Fair enough. Ooh, you want to go first?
Child, I'm still thinking.
My favorite. Okay, I'll go. Okay. So my favorite part from season 1 was, or my favorite part of season 1 was that it was episode 4. I think Ariana helped write it. Just talking about like the terminology and bringing in the non-binary friend of like, I loved working on it because there were so many funny ad-libs, so many inappropriate things said between takes that never made it to air. But I also really love that episode. Like I love what it represented. I love the lesson that it gave. Also, I got the funniest DM. I'm going to try to find it. Speaking of that, from a fan of the show that literally ran down, look at this, y'all, that ran down what they learned from each Miss Pat character. Somebody sent me this.
Oh, cute.
And it's crazy. I was going to show this to you on Monday, Miss Pat, but it's really quick. It says this what each Miss Pat character taught me. Terry, take the calm route. Pat, how to be funny. Junebug, how to keep on posting every day. Like on social media now about my heritage and to do like fight the good fight. Ashley, to treat people right that's not like me, which that's what I mean about the episode. Nigga Poppins, she even threw Nigga Poppins in here. Nigga Poppins, how to go with the wind and how to make people's day. Brandon, nothing. I'm gonna send it to you. It says Brandon, nothing.
What did it say about Tammy?
It says Brandon, nothing. Psych, to do better at getting a job. I guess this person, I don't know if this person has a job. I'm confused. And then it says Denise, my favorite auntie, Tammy Roman. She taught me like, don't let no one disrespect you or get crazy. That's how I've always been, but it taught me how to be more that way. That's what this person wrote.
She broke it down.
Long DM. So, but I was sharing that to say, I feel like the show has made such an impact. Even though that's very funny.
When did they send it? When did she send it? That person send that to you?
She sent it as a DM, I think last September. I was going through, your message request. I was trying to clear stuff out and I found it last night. I was like, oh, look at this. That's crazy.
That's amazing that they took that from everybody.
Yeah, so that was my favorite part. Least favorite. I don't know that I have a least favorite part.
Is there a day that you're on set where you personally struggled with the scene?
Oh, yes. I had a day where I struggled a little bit, partially just like personally, but also that moment is still in the same episode where the non-binary Jesse's mom is so hard on him. Them, excuse me. Now I'm Miss Pat. Where Jesse's mom is so hard on them, that was really emotional to play as Ashley, to see a parent, just really not understand and be that forceful. So that was tough. And then also all of last season, I was planning a wedding. So I was really stressed out, if I can be honest.
Yeah.
I was doing the show and being as present as I could, but every time we weren't rolling, I was in my computer and, so that was stressful for me as well. But yeah.
Yeah. For me, the best part, I would say, and we kind of talked about this the other day on set, Brittany, but being able to work with different directors.
Yeah.
Because, it's like just how we had the first episode, we had a different director, and then working on episode 2 yesterday, you have to adjust to like how they are, how they direct, what they want from different people. But as an actor, it teaches you to be flexible, but also just to have that experience to be able to say, like, I've worked with the Tasha Smith, I've worked with the Debbie Allen, I've worked with, you know what I mean? And to like be able to expand yourself, for me, it's always like a challenge. And sometimes it's like the worst because you're like, I'm trying to, get to this point, or they're giving you a note and you're trying to really execute it. But it's been a really cool exercise as an actor to be able to experience and work with multiple directors and just be able to be like up for the challenge. Yeah. And the worst part, there's not many. Like,
is it my singing?
Wait, what'd you say?
Her singing.
Is it your singing? Probably.
I think that was definitely all the crew's least favorite part was your fucking singing.
No, they was asking me this time to sing. They like, you're not gonna sing?
But you missed it. Like, I missed it when we rapped. I was like, I actually miss her horrible singing. Like,
it provides so much laughter. Like, I don't know why I get so much joy from bad singing. It brings me so much.
Get my bag out the bag.
She gets so much joy. She gets so much joy out of being a horrible singer that it always makes me laugh, is because she's tickling herself to death.
Yes. And it's so bad. She found a new song this season.
Oh, what is it?
Jesus Loves Me. Right. Last season, Jesus Loves Me. This season, it's Casey and JoJo. All my life.
And she doesn't know the words.
I'm waiting for someone like you.
He's singing the wrong
She doesn't know the words. And we'll tell it to her and she still won't get it.
Because it's just, I pray for someone like you. She's like, I waited for someone
like
so
you.
It's so bad.
Find the note and the words, please.
And like now this season, all they doing is Jay Bernard got on my nerves so bad yesterday. He's like, she said cheering. I sure did say cheering, motherfucker. But the same way Shamil said funeral.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
she
right.
got a college degree. She went to spam. It's that Southern talking.
I love it when you can't say words though.
Me too.
No, I can't spell either.
Have we got a podcast for you?
I was gonna say there's many episodes.
Let me tell you something. I listen to this podcast regularly, and my favorite part of it, outside of really just listening to y'all, is y'all having Miss Pat read those ads. Y'all wrong for that?
I heard that.
Ads?
Yeah. The bra one. I heard a bra one. You was like, bros. It was weird.
Bros.
She's saying.
No.
It's perfect.
All right, Miss Pat is off camera, so let's just take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
I'm not off camera.
You're kind of off camera.
Bitch, I'm right here. I can see you.
You're talking to Tracy or somebody.
Oh, no. Oh,
so just finish your conversation. We'll just take a break over here on the podcast.
She gonna okay, motherfucker. I'm looking like, did I turn my camera off?
We gotta
Now
add a
I
spot.
turn-
We gotta add a spot for you to read ads, Pat. So
I've gotten a lot better.
I know you have. It's just so funny. Your country.
They got mad when I started reading them series. They like, we wanted you to fuck it up because I used to say earbuds.
We wanted you to fuck it up.
I should go back in my archives and see if I can dig up one of the first ad reads that you had me record for you, because I haven't heard them lately, but you were having me record the first like 3 or 4. And I've worked in radio for 20 years, and I just remember like getting off of the Zoom with you going, I don't even know what to do with this. I don't. I can't. I just send it to Land. I'm like, I'm not gonna edit this. I don't know what you can do with it. But
And Lance actually made me sound nice.
Yeah.
But I've never read them. I've never done them before, so I was like, I didn't know you're supposed to care.
You know what's so crazy? What's crazy is you could skip them, and people inbox me, why she keep messing up? I'm like, just skip them if you don't like the fucking ads.
Why she keep messing up?
I love it.
Because I've never heard you do them. Like when I listen to when we're doing it, we don't hear the ads, and I rarely go back and listen to episodes. Right. So it isn't until somebody sends me a clip of you actually doing it that I've actually heard you read it. And I'm like, if you don't like it, just skip it. It's weird.
Hey, this is skip button.
Absolutely. Only reason I don't skip them sometimes is so I can chuckle.
So you could you want to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The overwhelming majority of people love her doing the ads. So
I do. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what people say about me.
You shouldn't. It's brilliant.
I mean, I'm me. Okay.
You figured out how to make people look forward to ads. That's like the goal.
Exactly. It's brilliant.
What I tell people is, do you and I do me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because your education got you dead. My GED was $35 thanks to President Clinton. I don't owe nobody. Okay?
I know that's right. No, that's real.
You got student loans, and I just got a GED, and I'm doing okay.
Mm-hmm. So you got all your layaway out?
What layaways?
Your Burlington layaways.
Yeah, because we moved. That's one thing I'm gonna miss by not living in Indiana. Fucking Burlington. That's so
she gonna miss the layaway.
We got Burlington.
She's gonna be calling me on the day before I leave. Hey, can you stop by Burlington for me? I've got some layaway for you to pick up.
I wish. I miss that fucking store. I really do.
Really?
But yeah, I love Burlington. You gotta go to my Burlington in Indiana. Oh my, the best store ever. And I like to just. I like to just browse through the store. I'm going after this. I'm gonna go over my lines a few, and I'm gonna go up here and look for some doors. Mm-hmm. Trying to break ground next month.
Are you? Congrats.
Good. That's exciting.
Can't wait.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But y'all make sure y'all come and check out the show live, because oh my God, the audience this week, Dion. Oh my fucking God.
I heard it was lit.
It was lit, wall to wall packed. Yeah. Oh my God. Ashley brought the gay stallions up in there. Oh my God.
The real Ashley for those listening.
Right.
It was so many LeBron James bitches in there for Ashley.
Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet.
I call him LeBron James.
Why? Because they're always flopping?
No. What? Hold on, white boy. Yeah, they got their meat in their pants. It won't stay apart.
No,
but it was so nice. And it's gonna be all the shows are wall to wall. It's first come, first serve. And we can only hold right up on 100. And I mean, a couple hundred people are signing up. So if you listen to this podcast, get your ticket, get there early, bring your vaccination card or buy one. I don't know what the fuck you do in Atlanta. Atlanta say everything. Do what you do. Get your COVID test and come on in and dance. And I cannot wait. I'm giving out hoodies this week, and I'm doing a whole bunch of shit. Just to throw out in the audience. We're gonna have a good fucking time. Chris, you coming on this year?
I would love to. I need to talk to you about how to do that.
I will. We'll discuss. And these are the 2 stars on my show, the daughter, Ashley and Janelle.
Well, it was so great to meet both of you. You both were charming and fun.
So when we went to Hulu and named her Janelle, I think I told this story. They was like, her name is too, they didn't want to say ghetto or niggerish or black. They wanted us to change Janelle. And we was like, no, bitch, we're black.
Janelle?
But that's not.
That's even black. Like, it's just Janelle.
It's just Janelle, right?
It's not like it's Ariana.
Exactly. Like,
you want me to say, Ariana, come in and get your motherfucker?
No. I thought twice about the joke, but I had to. It was funny.
Fucking beard looking like a spice rack. Your beard look like saffron, nigga. Yeah, so they wanted us to change our name. We was like, no, nigga, we're black. That's the hardest part in this industry, is trying to get white people out of your way to listen to you, to say you know what it is to be black in America, to know what it is to say, I know my culture. It's like you're trying to tell a Mexican that they don't eat fucking, no, I want to create a Mexican family, but you guys can't eat tacos or burritos. No, that's their fucking food.
You were going for racial sensitivity, and somehow it was racially insensitive.
I knew what you were trying to say.
it was going so well till she started.
I mean, that's not racist.
No, I think what you like,
because black people are connected to soul food.
These people are trying to. These people are going, oh well, white America will want X, Y, and Z. But like when I hear both of you say like she talks like my mom, I've heard that from so many listeners, so many crack baby people. Like, that relatability is what you want in a TV show. That's what you should be going for.
You don't want to tell Mexican people that they don't eat Mexican food. Nobody's going to believe they're fucking Mexican. It's their food. Black people's connected to fucking soul food, and white people is connected to stadium hot dogs. That's the shit that
happens. Also, some things are just universal. Like, just
Stadium.
Anything microwavable.
What the fuck?
I can't. Them ball pots.
When you cook them.
Those ball pots are for the whites.
I can't.
I'm not even gonna argue with you.
I was just saying,
I will not sit here and have you talk bad about my food. This is my culture.
What'd you say, Brittany?
No, Briyana always says to me, Rick, get your mama. Get your mama. But no,
I'm like, get your mama. I'm like, that was your mama first. Get your mama.
But no, I was going to say too, some things are just universal. Like Miss Pat, some of her approach is universal. Just like Brianna's mom is Puerto Rican. My mom is a Black woman from Philly. But they both talk like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, right. There's all sorts of levels to why people connect with Miss Pat, why they connect with the show, because a lot of it's universal, whether you want to accept that or not.
I don't know if I noticed this, but one of the guys, he's like LT last year, he moves to Prodigy, big white guy with tattoos all over him, and very conservative. You can tell like he's a diehard Trump fan, but he don't wear it to work. The reason why I know it, because anytime you see white people with the stars around and the eagle, they let you know who the fuck they're for. And the little police patches he wearing.
If you see the American flag,
that's what she. Yes, that's what she meant.
Does he eat hot dogs too?
If you like oven food and the American flag, clearly. What the fuck?
You're so fucking stupid. No, I'm being honest. If you look at him, I know he's very conservative. I can tell, I can tell his thought process. And when he first got there, he was looking at us like, these niggas crazy. So his whole thing is he looks shocked. Okay, we use the N-word, and then when we use it, he be like, but I can't use it. That's his expression.
You know what? Is there any truth to this, what she's saying?
She's a mind reader. I don't know.
All right.
She is describing his look correctly.
But listen, so I go to this guy because I know he think we crazy and he don't understand what all the other white people, oh, Miss Pat, we love you. And he just standing off like he's mean with that star on his head with that eagle. So I approached him, right? Because I wanted to break him down. And I said, you ever watch the show? No. I said, oh, okay, you're going to be one of them. I said, well, you should go home and watch it. We're on 3 platforms. And he just, he did his job. And he just kept looking. He couldn't understand the whole funeral scene and, why you doing the shit we do. And I kept saying, this is what my people do. And I could tell the man was like, this is some nigga shit. So on the night we taped live, we came back in there last Monday and I said, Friday, be quiet, fucking podcasting. So we came back in there Monday and I said, so what did you think of the show? He said, this shit is hilarious. I went and downloaded BET Plus. I said, I got another one.
He's probably at home watching it right now with his pansexual husband as they donate to Pete Buttigieg, and you've judged him terribly.
No, I didn't. He was not no pansexual nigga. Whatever the fuck a pansexual is, that sounds like somebody put their ass in a skillet and put it on a hot plate. I don't know the fuck a pansexual is, but that motherfucker was not pansexual. He was conservative. Really nice guy, very standoffish. But yesterday he was more like into it, like, oh wow, okay, this shit is hilarious. So I tried to tell you, said, I'm going home the weekend and I'm gonna binge the whole thing. I already downloaded the app. I said, I got another one.
See,
so I judged him right. I think after he spent 10 episodes with this show, he's gonna realize why he can't say nigger. And
I'm sure he's keenly aware. All the podcasts he listens to talk about it all the time. That's probably why can't we?
I can see him at his family reunion. I learned something today.
Okay.
Now,
nigger ain't a good word.
Now, Dad, we're not allowed to say that. What?
Now go check on the hot dogs.
Don't fuck with them ballparks. Some of them so racist they won't even eat Nathan's because that's for the Jewish people. Nathan hot dogs.
Oh, that's Hebrew.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're Hebrew hot dogs. I think they're supposed to be prayed over.
The kosher.
Before they put in the pack.
You're talking about kosher hot dogs, yeah.
Don't they get prayed over before they pack them up?
I think so. There's also like a specific way, like there's no dairy in the packing plan or something like that. It's
That's why you get 6 hot dogs for $10. You never had them?
I have.
I've had them.
Meat, yes.
Yeah, I've had them.
Brittany and Briyana want to have a career after this. Deanna, it's too late. just move along.
Like, you do not want to go down the Jew trail with this Pat. Trust me.
Brianna just got.
All I answered was a question about hot dogs.
Hey,
Yeah.
no.
Every time after this, she sees a hot dog. Flashbacks of her career ending are gonna pop in her eyes.
No. You remember when I think it was the last podcast we were talking about the little lady who took off her hat and had the Hanukkah braids right there, and she made her whole wig. Is it Hanukkah?
Yarmulke.
Yarmulke. Fuck y'all. Y'all got no sense of humor. But she had the yarmulke, just a little thing, look like a little cap that Jewish people be wearing. And I was like, Quisha, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? And Quisha put a wig on that head, and that lady thought she was drop dead gorgeous. I don't know how the fuck she got alopecia and just decided to stop and leave a little mountain in the middle of her head. Her alopecia ran out of gas. I need to go over there to the shop. You see the funniest shit. If you see them women walking up with them tight clothes on, them wigs come off, them bitches don't have no hair. You be like, what the fuck wrong with her head?
Oh my God.
Wow.
The funniest shit. I think I'm gonna go over there today and just sit and look. That's what I'm gonna do. That's when I realized when a set down air, when you sit down air, when you can sit down and your pussy come up between your legs. I didn't realize how popular that was, so I spent some time at Quisha's shop, and they would sit down. I was like, "Did you not smell your customer pussy?"
What? Sit down air is real, but I can't.
Brittany, is it true or not that you smell random pussies through the day? Does this happen to you, Briyana?
No, what I'm saying is that sit down and like walk by air is a real thing. Like if you don't smell what, yes, but me, no, I don't know much about
Dion,
that.
we've been smelling pussies walking by and we didn't even know it.
Oh, I've known it. I just didn't say nothing.
You know, Chris cat ass be in his face all the time. He don't know the difference. Ooh, my cat done got him loose.
That's where I keep getting COVID is from the pussy air.
Oh my God.
That cat with her ass in his face far is giving you outdoor COVID.
Gonna need women to start wearing a mask on their pussy.
All right, y'all got to wrap this.
Oh my God.
Hey, it was great to meet you, Brittany and Briyana.
Yes, finally we got you
This is
two
very
on.
pleasant.
Yes. It was a lovely time indeed.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at misspatcomedy.com for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.